Hey there. Sometimes the only time I can be alone and actually get some time to get on camera and talk is when I'm in the car. So this is like my time here in the car. So I got a call today from a guy, and I really wanted to share this conversation because this happens a lot in our business, the restaurant business. So the guy got frustrated because he hired someone and the person basically sold him a false bill of goods. He told them that he had all this experience, he could do all these different things, and in reality he didn't have the skill sets that he said he had. So this used to happen to us a lot in the Dunkin' world. Like, I'm talking the old 30 years ago in the Dunkin' business, is we had bakers, right? And bakers they'd bake the donuts, right? And what they did was tangible. They could see it, they could touch it, and they would feel, because they made these racks of donuts, that they did everything. And they would say that, like, I do it all. The business cannot function without me, right? This is what they'd say. And here's what would happen. Here's the reality of what would happen, is they would maybe leave, right? Put some money together, and they would open their own shop, their own business. And when the real hard part started, right? All the other things that you have to do when you're running a business besides make the donuts, right? You have to plan, you have to hire people, you have to do the deposits, you have to do the orders, you have to budget, you have to do payroll, all of these functions, then they would fall apart, right? They wouldn't be able to do it. That's when they would get exposed, because what they were at the end of the day is they were a technician, right? They did a function. One spoke in the wheel of the business, but they felt that they did all of it. Very few people in a business do all of the functions. The business owner has done all the functions because they had to. They had no choice. Maybe today they're not doing a particular function, but at one point they did that function, right? So, this is what happens. And I actually did a podcast on this, and I'd love for you to take a look at it. It's episode number 5. I'll put the link to my podcast channel below. But it talks about job experience versus the reality, right? What does this mean? I have experience. Right? A lot of people, they feel like they do everything. They feel like their value sometimes is much higher than it is. Now, I'm not saying it's just good. It's not good. It's not bad. It just is. But sometimes people don't have the experience that they think. They're trying to sell you on that they have some experience, but they may not have all the experience that they're selling. Now, what happens is when you put them in the situation, just like the baker, when you put someone in the situation and they have to do it, that's when they get exposed, because that's when the stress happens. Right now, there's an old saying, you're standing in the middle of the road, a car's coming at you, what do? Do you jump out of the way and live another day? Or do you get run over by the car? You don't really know until you're standing in the middle of the road and the car's coming at you. That's when you know if you're going to get run over or you're going to jump out of the way.